Behold, if you will, the Kingdom of Hungary and the latest in the Tinto flavors that Paradox Tinto is showing off to us. Hungary in EU4 is a tag that has a lot of potential, but has to struggle quite a lot early game with defeating the Ottomans. That doesn't seem like such a large issue in EU5. The Ottomans have not yet reached the zenith of their strength, and you've got time, you've got the ability to go south into the Balkans yourself and maybe lock off some of that expansion route that they have previously used. But I think there will be a lot of internal strife for Hungary instead. There will be a lot of cultural disunity, cultural diversity that you will have to manage in order to centralize the state and become, you know, as strong as heck. So I think there's still going to be quite a lot of challenge for Hungary. But let us see what flavor they're adding to this very popular, I believe, tag in EU5. Hello and welcome one more week to Tinto Flavor, the Happy Fridays, where we share with you the flavorish content of the super secret Project Caesar. Today we'll take a look at one of my favorite countries to playtest the game, the Kingdom of Hungary. For centuries, the great Kingdom of Hungary defended the border of Christendom from the pagans and heathens beyond it. Recent noble rebellions put this duty in danger, but thanks to the iron hand of King Dongio Caroli, the disgruntled nobles have been reined back under his rule, and the Christian bastion is renewed and reinforced. However, the future of Hungary is not to dwell in place, as already new trouble is brewing in the southeast that will challenge the strength of the Regnum Marium. That would be, of course, the Ottomans. What fate awaits the Kingdom of Hungary? Will it fall to the enemies of the faith, or will it stand proud before the waves of those who seek its demise? So we have the Kingdom of Hungary's ruler here, Dangio Caroli. They're working on having a more settled dynastic flavor, but for the moment the House of Anjou is taking the naming from the Italian variant from it, since it's the main house. So it's work in progress, so that will be something that changes. What I will say is, firstly, the character kind of looks a little bit, he reminds me a little bit of John Rhys Davies, the actor who played Gimli, so I don't know why, but he kind of just does. Secondly, I just want to point out how far these character portraits have come, because I think it kind of looks pretty good. I do kind of think it looks pretty good, not gonna lie. Like, look at this. This is, I mean, it's kind of night and day, really. This is the first of the character models that we were shown, and this is the latest one. And I think as far as quality goes, as far as, clawing your way out of the uncanny valley, King Dongio Caroli is light years ahead of whoever this guy is supposed to be. I think it's pretty easy to say that. You could even see that the model for the crown maybe has been updated a little bit as well. Actually, I think the crown on this guy maybe looks a bit better, so that could just be a situation of lighting. It could be a situation of whereabouts in the game these assets are being taken from. But I do think that it is worth saying that the character models have been upgraded in the time that we've been looking at these Tinto posts. And there was never a time when we would be able to convince the devs to drop the character system entirely. All we could have done is encourage them to, keep improving it and let them know when we weren't satisfied. And now let them know when we are more satisfied. But let's get on and move on with the Tinto talk. The Tinto flavor. Here is Hungary. Makes sense. It is a huge country at the start of the game. I believe one of the largest. Maybe not by population, but certainly by scale in Europe at the start of the game. I think England is obviously bigger, but definitely one of the major players in the region. And the certain diplomatic situation, an alliance with Poland and personal union with Croatia. Not shown on the map yet is that Hungary is embargoing Austria as a result of the pact made with Bohemia. Makes sense. They have a few interesting starting privileges. So we have the monetary fiefs giving a little bit of noble estate loyalty, not loyalty, or satisfaction, equilibrium, and more estate power. Lowers the amount of taxes that you can get from the nobles, lowers the amount of levies you can get from the nobles, and gives you some progress towards centralization. A ruler owns most of the land directly and avoids making perpetual grants to the nobility. Instead, new fiefs will be managed and enjoyed by appointed officials that will only do so for the time they hold these offices. It is not a unique privilege, but a generic one that they created, taking into account Hungary's situation in 1337. A few countries across Europe also start with it enacted. Cool. We also have invite German settlers that we saw in Tinto flavor number 1. Gives 5% loyalty, satisfaction, I keep calling it loyalty, my bad, and 20% power to, I believe, to the, is that the peasants one? This is the nobles one. I think this is peasants. The currents of migration, the shifting dynamics of territorial politics of and around our nation stand to benefit as we build a tall nation on the proud shoulders of migrants. By having it active, it may trigger a recurring event. Due to plague and war, our country is mostly depopulated and the small number of peasants are spread very thin over our vast territories, making activities that require huge amounts of workers, like reaping the harvest or clearing new lands, very difficult to accomplish. We can invite new settlers and artisans from the German lands to come and create new towns in our holdings by providing them with help and special privileges, like the right to be ruled by their own laws and lower taxes. So we can welcome them, help them settle directly, or say that they don't need more foreigners. If you welcome them, you lose a little bit of money, but you gain an amount of population. So very cool. The parliament has a flavor name for Hungary, which I'm going to attempt right now. We're going to get this. Orsagiules. Orsagiules. Orsagules. Orsagules. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I was close.
Országgyűlés.
Orsagules. It's not a million miles away. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of myself. Anyway, the starting works of art, we have the Holy Crown of Hungary. They have the Gesta Hungarum, and the Basilica of the Assumption of the something or other. I don't know. Schickesverhervar. I think in EU4 that's just called Shekes. But Verhervar, I believe, is like a fortress. I'm pretty sure that is because there's a few places that have Verhervar in it. In Hungary, if I remember correctly. Anyway, some interesting advances that Hungary has. And remember that this is basically the way of national ideas being implemented into the game. So, yeah, we'll see what they have. Realm of many cultures. You have accepted culture cost reduction and extra culture capacity. Makes sense, and it is very useful for Hungary, for sure. The Carpathian base is home to more than just the Hungarians. Slovaks, Ruthenians, Cumans, Germans, and many other different minorities call our realm their home. As such, it's only natural that our government is proficient in adopting different cultures into our state with ease. The advance helps Hungary manage all the different cultures, and it starts with and also portrays a historical policy followed by many Hungarian kings in the Middle Ages. We have the composite light cavalry. I love the Cuman helmet here. Available in Age of Traditions, giving you plus 20% cavalry power. I have no idea how strong that is. I really don't. But yeah, I'm in my brain, I'm thinking 20% cav combat ability from EU4, which is pretty strong. Made of horse archers as well as swift horsemen, the light cavalry of our country is the backbone of our military force. It showed its merit in the great Battle of Marschfeld of 1278, and will once again lead our forces to glory. And we found the Black Army as well. Allows Hungarian Black Army regular regiments. Inspired by the writings of Julius Caesar, Hungary shall have a core of professional troops for her armies. These men will be so tough that our enemies will brand the soldiers the Black Army. Okay, so we have the Hungarian Black Army, which is... When do we get these? It doesn't say... Age of Discovery, it does say. So they use firearms, weaponry, leather, and also they have that maintenance. Maximum strength of 400, combat power of 1, frontage 1, strength damage taken minus 10. I feel like this is the main difference between all these unique ones. storage of food, movement speed, combat speed, initiative, etc. Serving as a standing mercenary army for the Kingdom of Hungary, the Hungarian Black Army was a full-time war-focused army in contrast to other mercenary armies across Europe. They used unusually high ratio of fire weapons for the period, which, despite being really effective, eventually led to their unprofitability with the death of Matthias Corvinus. Along with the several options we had available to portray the infamous Black Army, we started on making them a regular infantry unit. I agree with that, actually. We thought about making a unique mercenary company, but since they're usually directly on the payroll of the Hungarian kings, we thought it would work better as a recruitable, unique unit. I agree. I think mercenaries, we just had the Mercenary Dev Diary 2 days ago, and I think it looks amazing. But for how it is described here, and from what I understand from mostly watching Kings and Generals videos, the Hungarian Black Army was something that was just a Hungarian military unit. And look, if it isn't on the direct payroll of Hungarians, at some point, maybe if you're playing Hungary, you can hire out your Black Army units as regiments for mercenaries and pretty nicely cover that aspect of them as well. So, yeah, I like that this is the case. Let me see if we can compare them to I'm pretty sure the Black Army of the previous one, right? Didn't Morocco also have a unit called Black Army? Let us just check real nice and quick. Oh, Black Guard. But this is a much later one. This is in the Age of Absolutism, so it doesn't really compare very well. But 2.25 versus 1. I guess there's more of the Black Guard than there is of the Black Army. So, look, maybe it's just, yeah, it's a later unit type. I do hope that these guys upgrade as the game goes on, right? I would love for, we're out of the Age of Discovery. Oh, all of my Hungarian Black Army, my super cool, unique unit is completely useless now. I don't want that to be a thing that we have to face. I would like to see these guys upgrade as time goes on. But anyway, that's my take on it. A couple of war-oriented advances for the Age of Reformation. So we have the Bulwark of Christianity giving plus 10% manpower. Nice. With Turkish power rising in the south, it falls to the people of the Kingdom of Hungary to defend Christendom from the Turkish threat. Let it be known that we'll not flinch from our duty. We also have the Hungarian Hussars giving another unique regiment. Drawing inspiration from the storied legacy of King Matthias I Corvinus' cavalry, this idea introduces the Royal Hussar regiments, granting a formidable edge to Hungary's light cavalry forces. With their swift and fearless charges, these regiments are a symbol of Hungarian martial prowess, proving indispensable on the battlefields of Europe. So we have the Hungarian Hussars, again, Age of Reformation. These are available in 4 combat power. It looks like cavalry are just going to be really good. Let's see, movement speed, combat speed, initiative is real high. Got some flanking ability in there as well. Leather cloth horses and weaponry. Does not do well in mountains, wetlands, or jungle, but does do better in flatlands and mountains. I love that this is a thing that just is on units now. Did the infantry have anything like that? No. Okay, so maybe it is just for cavalry, but if I have a cavalry force in my army, I'm definitely going to be looking for mountains. I want to be fighting in the mountains. Combat performance minus 10. Terrain impact plus 20, minus 25. Huh. I would need to relook up all of the stuff about how combat works to understand why this is on both sides, but I'm drawing a blank right now. Drawing inspiration from the storied legacy, I'm pretty sure I did just read that. Yep. This generic Hussar cavalry unit that is available in the Age of Absolutism. That means that Hungary gets its unique Hussar cavalry 1 age earlier. Now, the only country with unique Hussar units. We'll show those in future Tinto flavor when we look at Poland. Let's be real. Also, in the Age of Reformation, you get these advances depending on which religion you follow. The first is for a Catholic Hungary, the other 2 for a Protestant Hungary. So, Catholic shield giving religious influence, tolerance of the true faith. The idea is the Reformation spread through Europe like wildfire, as such were bound to find the way to our lands. Yet the hearts of the faithful remain strong. God and his loyal servants will withstand this heretical madness. And we have the Hungarian Reformation, cost of church power actions, tolerance of the true faith. The idea is the Reformation spread through Europe like wildfire, and as such were bound to find their way to our lands. Our lands have been threatened by outside powers for long enough. By joining the Reformation and abandoning the duty to follow the Pope like his lapdog, we can break at least one of the shackles that suppress us. We have the realm of many religions, tolerance of everyone. The idea is the Reformation spread through Europe like wildfire, and as such were bound to find their way to our lands. Alas, the Reformation split families apart, made former friends into enemies, and threatened the very stability of many states. However, our realm knows better than to fall victim to theological fight. We are a people and a realm of many religions, after all. We'll explain what religious influence and church power actions are in the Tinto talks devoted to Catholicism and Protestantism, respectively. For the moment, we'll let you decide which religion is the true faith and which are heretical and heathen to you. I'm an atheist. They're both. Soon after the start of the game, you get this event showing the power of King Carolee. King Dungio Carolee is firmly committed to the principles of absolute rule, refusing to convene diets, centralizing administration, and consolidating his authority over the kingdom. While the nobility's loyalty wanes as the crown's authority grows, the state's efficiency and power are markedly enhanced under his unwavering command. The state is his to rule. Who must rule? He must rule. So it gives us an extra cabinet seat and extra admin efficiency, but the nobles lose a bit of satisfaction. Fair enough. Or you can say the power of the king must be shared, nobles gain satisfaction. An additional cabinet seat during the king's life is a really strong bonus. Okay, so this goes away when he dies. Fair enough. For forever, I would say until his death would be a better way of showing that then. The event may also trigger on a dynamic date. Okay, so if it happens in 1338, then it will say 1338. That'd be cool. In the 14th century, Hungary and Poland maintained a complex and occasionally tumultuous relationship. The Congress of Visegrad in 1335 aimed to solidify diplomatic ties between the two nations. It was during this Congress that a crucial agreement was reached, stipulating that should King Casimir's or King Dungio pass away without a male heir, their realm would inherit the lands of the other. Now time has come to invoke this pact and ensure the fulfillment of this historic agreement. So, this is Casimir's Piast, right? This is isn't this the ruler that Poland considers like the greatest in their history, or is that his son? I don't recall. But generally, I'm pretty sure around this time the Poles are, they put him up there as one of the best rulers, just like the Czechs put King Charles IV, ruler of Bohemia and the Holy Roman Empire, as one of their best. But yeah, no, cool event. We'll make a proposal to Poland and causing the following effects. It's changed the succession law of both countries to union of crown succession. Should either of them die without proper heir, then the other character will inherit the deceased's throne, forming a personal union. So that is pretty cool. Eventually, it may lead up to a follow-up event, which unlocks a unique diplomatic relation. Our state rejoices in Poland's acceptance of the Second Congress of Visegrad, further strengthening the historical ties between the two nations. This diplomatic gesture showcases Poland's commitment to honor the 1335 agreement, bringing a sense of unity and trust between our states. It is a promising sign of cooperation and shared responsibility for the future. So you get 50 opinion each. The Union of Crowns Pact with Poland. Both countries be called to each other's defense if attacked. Yep. So it's just basically a unique alliance. That's kind of cool. Just as war declarations between the two countries. I mean, yeah, makes sense. While the treaty is active, both gain 15 opinion. While the treaty is active, both gain trust. Succession law, trust, succession law, union of pounds is forever. It doesn't necessarily mean that both may unite if both have an heir, as historically happened. For instance, this is from the gameplay he was doing to take the screenshots. He gets a consort regency. As they currently don't have a king, the country is now ruled through consort regency. It will last until Prince Dungio Lajos comes of age, which is at 5th of March, 1342. Consort becomes our regent, gets stability, investment, counter-espionage. I like that icon for it. So yeah, they got an heir, and said heir wasn't old enough when your king died. During the reign of King Lajos, a few more interesting events happened. So this is our lovely new ruler. The newly crowned king, Danjo Lajos, finds our realm at a crossroads. His predecessor upheld ban on gold and silver exports, reserving access to these precious metals for a select few. With his eventual passing, the nobility and burghers seek to gauge our new monarch's stance, pressing for the ban's removal to enable unrestricted trade in gold and silver. While such a move may affect our mercantile influence in the markets, the prospect of appeasing these estates and unlocking fresh trade opportunities lends a certain allure to their request. So if you revoke the ban, societal laws plus 10 towards free trade, nobles and burghers quite happy, and we get the unlimited export policy. Progress to free trade, trade advantage, gold output, silver output, but income from minting goes way down. Okay, that's cool. We shall open the floodgates for the unrestricted trade of our gold and silver reserves with foreign nations. With this bold step, we embrace the potential for unparalleled wealth accumulation through international commerce. However, this policy exposes our treasuries to the risk of being dispersed across the world, making them vulnerable to the greed of rival powers, a daring option for rulers who seek to dominate the global market and reap the rewards of boundless riches. And you gain a little bit of money, more move towards mercantilism, and less satisfaction if you say no. Very interesting event. It reported no less than 4 issues fixed when it got triggered. Fair enough. We also have the Order of St. George, established by the previous ruler in 1326. The Order of St. George stands as one of Europe's earliest secular chivalric orders, epitomizing the ideals of medieval knighthood. Membership in this esteemed order is a badge of honor and a testament to unwavering commitment to chivalry. Now, with the leader Dunjo Caroly's passing, the fate of the Order of St. George rests in the hands of the incoming King the Great Dunjo Lajos. King the Great. Interesting. While upholding and expanding this order could further enhance the prestige of the king and the kingdom, it comes at a considerable financial cost. And more words if you scroll down, but I can't. Gaining some prestige, unlock the Order of Chivalry law, and a new policy, Order St. George, losing some money, and you gain joined the Order forever. So the Order St. George gives more noble levy size, and having a chivalric order is yes. The Order St. George, established by King Charles of Hungary in 1326. Wait, Caroly is Charles? Much easier to say Charles, I'm not going to lie. This government reform, known as the Chivalric Society of St. George, embodies a commitment to the ideals of chivalry and honor, promoting these values through knightly tournaments and festivals. Interesting character to recruit is Toldi Miklos, a promising soldier whose potential on future battlefields is yet to be exploited. He swears loyalty to the king and to the state of Hungary, and will fight alongside our troops. Long regarded as a figure of legend, recent historical findings confirm the existence of Miklos Toldi, who served as Alispan, a Viscount, Varnegi, a Castellan, and even a Foisban, a Lord Lieutenant of the country. Sorry, Lord Lieutenant, my bad. Under King Charles, Robert, and Louis the Great. He further solidified his legacy as a mercenary leader in Louis the Great's Italian campaigns, even acquiring lion cubs from Firenze in 1359. His deeds and bravery continue to be celebrated in folklore, especially in Nógrád and Bihar County. So we'll see what he's like on the battlefield. May also be a secondary character in a Neapolitan plot. Interesting. Neapolitan Prince Consort Don Andrew, maybe, a member of our royal family, has lived for many years in the Neapolitan court, married to Queen Giovanna D'Angio. But against any sense or justice or logic, his right to rule as husband and king has been denied, and he holds no power over the matters of state. He kindly asks us to intercede in his name in front of Pope Julius to reclaim his rights as King of Naples. So, not meddle, or let's ask Pope Julius to correct the injustice. And much more, but that's all for today. One of the things that I would like to see, talking about, random characters showing up, is I would like to see the guy who brought the cannons to the Ottomans in 1453. That guy is shown in EU4. Obviously, the guy is Hungarian. I forget his name, but he brings some cannons to the Ottomans, and the Ottomans use those to, bust open Constantinople. That would be a cool character to, have pop up as well. Monday, they'll have a Tinto map feedback for Arabia. On Friday, they're going to be looking at Scotland. So David and Roger will reply instead of him for the latter, as he has to take a flight in the afternoon. Good to know. All right, that is cool. I like it. I am in favor of Hungary. I think, yeah, it's looking good. Again, I think there is some character. There's obviously a lot that we're not being shown, right? This is not the sum total of all flavor for Hungary. But as far as giving us a taste and a want to know more, this is a pretty good little tease. I will say that while I think definitely I would want to play it in single player, as far as multiplayer goes, I feel like it's probably going to be a tag that we don't seed in many multiplayer games because it's just a little bit too regionally powerful. Starting with an alliance with another regional powerhouse in Poland, starting as this large, yeah, I think probably we won't be seeding it, but very much interested in playing it in single player. But let me know what you guys think. Are you interested in playing the Kingdom of Hungary and changing a bit of the future for this nation? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if you would like to keep up to date with all things coming out of Paradox Tinto with regards to EU5. Then hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys on Monday. Toodaloo, bye bye.